Welcome to the podcast with wings, the TABtouch Greyhound Jet Set. Strap yourselves in while host David Shortte and the Shayne Train Williams take you on a flight around the country, sourcing winners and the latest news on the big two meetings in WA as well as the Meadows and Wentworth Park. The boys will be joined by East Coast experts Jaycin Campbell and Corey Smith. We'll pass on mail from some of WA's top kennels and get to know our industry members. You're at the pointy end of the plane for this week's edition of the TABtouch Greyhound Jet Set.
Hello and welcome along to the TABtouch Greyhound Jet Set podcast. David Shortte and the Shayne Train Williams join you for another busy hour or so, having a look at all of the chasing around Australia over the next few days. Once again, across in South Australia, and he's qualified Iconic Jet through to that group final next week there at Angle Park for the Derby. The Shayne Train joins us. Hello, Train.
Good morning, Shorty. Good morning, everyone listening, tuning in. And yes, you've qualified Iconic Jet, Shorty. He didn't go to plan last night. He was a little bit tired at the back end of the race, but that was probably my fault. I put my hand up there and probably just give him too soft a week. Go right back to his very first start. Shorty had done exactly the same thing, and he led it and fell in one by nose. And then just it's a bit hard to gauge when you're at home and you're away. I've got some 100-metre sprint lanes at home, and he goes in there and works really hard. Here we only have a straight track that's 300 metres long, and that's the soft sand as well. So wasn't sure how hard to work him, and I didn't want to overdo it. And obviously we've seen in the back end of that last night just knock up a bit. So this week he'll go back to normal, and I'm very, very confident, Shorty, that he'll find that run home time at the end next week. And he's drawn box 2, which is perfect. The dangers are all out wide, and it just looks a perfect opportunity for him next week to cash in. And anyone that backed him last night, don't be afraid to back up again. He's going to be a much bigger price. And, yeah, I'd put my hand up and take the blame for him getting beat last night.
All right, well, I'm one of those. So I'll certainly be looking to butter up and get our money back plus tax in that SA Derby final there next week. What's caught your eye? Obviously, catching your eye was the performance of your dog. A couple of things I wanted to mention here. First one is a wonderful lady in our local industry that's been a big part of it for many, many years. Di Carmody is hanging up the collar and lead. She had her last starter last night there at Northam. Her partnership along with her late husband, John, was one of the most popular and successful combinations within our sport over the 50 years that we've had chasing here in WA. Beautiful couple, a special lady, so much love for her and her greyhounds over a really significant period of time. We're going to miss her dearly, and we just want to send a shout out to Di and wish her all the very best in the upcoming years. We believe she's moving interstate, so much love from everybody within our local industry to Di heading forward.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when you sent me the tweet last night, Shorty. I owe a lot to John and Diane since I've been over here in WA. They give me an opportunity to train out of their kennels when they are sort of semi-retired. And I think going in there and having a bit of success, give John that sniff again to have another go later in the piece. And, yeah, Diane was like a mother figure to me. You mentioned that earlier on chasing winners. He certainly looked after me, and my time at the kennels there, I was well and truly looked after. So I did have a chat to Di probably 6 weeks ago, and she did mention it, and I thought she might have been joking, but obviously all her family's over east, and she did tell me, Shorty, she wanted to get a Winnebago and pack the dogs in the Winnebago and travel over east slowly and see a bit of the countryside along the way. So, yeah, sadly missed, and it's one person I'm going to definitely be keeping in touch with, Shorty, on the phone, because, yeah, she's been a great person to me and a great help to me in my time in WA, that's for sure.
Yeah, beautiful lady. And John, such a cheeky, wonderful character as well. He was great to me when I started in the industry many, many years ago. He'd always come over and have a great story to tell. And just a wicked sense of humour, a fine, fine man. And they're a couple that will leave so many wonderful memories with us heading forward. And, of course, they were wonderful as well in regards to a puppy club, which we ran many, many years ago, which was for the young people that wanted to get involved and get a toe in the water when it came to greyhound racing. They raised a lot of money for charity. Just a special couple. We wish them all the very best. Speaking of
Shorty,
yes, go ahead.
And just one other thing I wanted to touch on, just through the connection with Di and John, was the wonderful producer, Juniper Batuito, who I trained for John and Di. They were lucky enough to leave me her to train when I went there, and she had a great amount of ability, and unfortunately her racing days were cut short due to injury, but she's gone on to throw some wonderful dogs, including Rip and Tomahawk, who he'll live his days out at my kennels for the rest of his life. He earned $180,000 for a $2,500 purchase. So, I wanted to touch on that as well. And obviously she'll get packed up and go into Winnebago with Di. So, yeah, all the very best to Di. And I'll make sure she listens and hears this, Shorty. And, so just all the very best to her in the future. Yeah,
good on you, Di. We love you heaps and wish you all the very best with your travels heading forward. And it's been a winning week in the Shortte household, Train. We have mentioned that there's a bit going on. Oscar's footy team, the mighty Hammond Park Hurricanes, chasing 4 straight premierships. They were able to get the job done there on Sunday afternoon up against a very talented Adelaide outfit. It was a great game of footy and the boys dug in and got the job done. So well done to Oscar and all of the boys there in the Year 10 Hammond Park Hurricanes outfit that won their 4th straight premiership at the footy on Sunday. And the boys at every Tuesday night, as you know, Train, trying to get in contact with me on a Tuesday is impossible because it's indoor cricket night. It has been for more than 20 years with the same group of guys. Our team name is the Primates. We've had plenty of high-quality guest players over the years. Willie Pikes played a bunch of games with the Primates. We've had ex-Test players come and play games with us, Sheffield Shield players. But they're just a great group of guys. Of course, the coach for Minji and Minwoo, Richie Smith's a big part of the team, and a bunch of guys that are just lifetime mates for me. And we turn up. We're not the youngest team in the comp, but we certainly are very competitive. And on Tuesday night, we were able to win the premiership, and it took our season tally to 24-0. Train, the unbeaten season, 24 wins, 0 losses. Was a good game up against the Raffles, but we ended up winning in pretty nice fashion, and it was a proud achievement for a bunch of us that are in and around that 50-year-old bracket. Really delighted to have an unbeaten season.
Shorty, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? Young Oscar, outstanding, 4 in a row. Good on you, mate. Your dad's very proud, and so's your mum. And yeah, Shorty, the cricket, it's I'll have to get down there one day and have a bit of a vote, Pete. Maybe next year's grand final when you take that out. Great to see. Best on ground as well, I heard, through the semi-finals, and I think maybe I'll have to send Iconic Jet back to your house for the week and can just live in the Shortte household and get that winning feeling, Shorty, and see how he goes next week for the final.
Yes, it was a nice surprise to win the player of the final, Train. I thought those days might have been behind me, but had a good final, and you're welcome to come to our house, and we can rub you for luck at the moment. It's been a really good patch, so long may that continue. Time, though, now to see if we can't find a few winners for our listeners and rip in there. I've got a really good night of chasing tonight, obviously being the Group 2 Mandurah Cup final. What a deep race it is. We've talked about it at length on Great Greys yesterday. The race itself is going to be a beauty. Let's drill down and get your key plays for Friday night Mandurah chasing, Train.
Yeah, I'm going to kick it off race 3, number 3, Chasing Sunset. Shorty, this dog trained by Paul Keltis, who we know is a very capable man with the lead and collar. Just resuming off a month's break, this dog, and back to 300 metres. It was racing over the 400, and it did put 3 in a line there, Shorty, back 6 runs ago. And some of the early splits are in the 620s. I just think that's going to be quite up there to lead a 300-metre race, nice and fresh. Come out of the boxes running, get out in front, get the money for us early. Race 3, number 3, Chasing Sunset.
Like it, race 3, the White Rug Chasing Sunset to kick it off. Next best?
Race 6, number 5, What a Ripper, Shorty. Was lucky enough to get the 460 this morning. I see it's gone off a little bit now. Just a massive grade drop here, coming out of provincial free-for-all company back to a country grade 4. No easy task here, but with a PB of 22.02, although it's not racing anywhere near that grade at the moment, you just know when these dogs drop back in grade, Shorty, they grow a leg. Like I said, box 5 won't be easy, but the class is going to carry this dog a long way. Race 6, number 5, What a Ripper, the very best for me tonight.
All right, the very best and good price. I must admit I nearly fainted. I'm pretty keen fancy that, Fred, but I thought it would be the outsider and What a Ripper would be the favourite, and they opened up the complete flip around.
Yeah, sometimes, Shorty, when their form's a little bit patchy and they're drawn in the middle, it can go unnoticed there, but obviously a lot of people singing on the same heap sheet there, so What a Ripper, hard to beat tonight.
Indeed. And the third of your place tonight there, Train?
We'll go to the last, Shorty, race 11, number 7, West on Odie. He's pretty hard to catch these days, this old dog, but when he draws wide, that's where he wants to be. He drew the 8 3 starts back when 27.47. That'll be very capable to win a race like this. Very well drawn out wide. The favourite in 8, 2 starts from boxes. Sorry, 1 start from box 7, 1 start from box 8, unplaced. I don't know where it's going to get to from out there, especially when West on Odie's staying wide up the track. So we need him to spear the lids, get out in front, and he'll just get off that camber like Gary Newan used to, Shorty, on that velodrome. Race 11, number 7, West on Odie.
Don't we love that velodrome there, just getting up to the very top and then just swoop your way down, young man, if you don't mind. Be looking for a little bit of that there tonight, late in the piece. Okay, so that is the Train's key plays. I'll go to Ryan Levitsky, Jess Earnshaw. We'll come back to the Train and see if he's got any rove or rough activity there. But starting with Ryan Levitsky, here's better plays. Race 4, number 3, Sideline Lass. This dog's now had boxes 1, 2 and 4 scratch. So it's got an airport either side to operate with. And Ryan Levitsky was keen on this before those scratchings came out. So form of 8-8, but he's expecting it to run well tonight. Race 5, number 5, Power Forward. Benny McLean, really impressive winner last time out, 22.43. And race 6, number 8, Fancy That Fred, key plays for Ryan Levitsky. And for Jesse Earnshaw, race 5, number 9, Love We Shared for Paul Kaltzis. Could be a good night at the track for him this evening. Race 6, number 5, What a Ripper. And race 8, number 8, Sunset Ali. So 5, 9, 6, 5, 8, 8 for Jesse. For me, I'm going 5-5 Power Forward, the first of my key plays. This dog won in 22.43 last time out. Ben McLean's having a really good run with his team at the minute, and this dog doesn't have to do anything more than what it did last start. Just exactly the same. The old rinse and repeat job here. If Power Forward can just step, put itself up on top of the speed and run 22.4, that'll be a game, set and match. Race 5, number 5, Power Forward. On to race 6, number 8, Fancy That Fred. Clear danger, What a Ripper, but just placed all 5 from out there. Was sort of hoping this would be around that $4 to $5 range, but it's come up trimmer, but my selection's already done earlier in the week, so stuck with what I've done there, 6-8, Fancy That Fred. And race 10, number 3, Another James. Just think this dog's best will take care of business here. It was a really impressive winner 3 starts ago, steps back to 300, a member of a very, very impressive litter that generally show good early pace. I think Another James with a safe getaway's got these covered. So for me, 3 plays, 5-5 Power Forward, 6-8 Fancy That Fred, and 10-3 Another James. I've also got a quaddie. This is the same venue that we found the $7,500 quaddie last week. Granted, it was for an outlay of $360. So I did say at the time, flexi it to your advantage, and I don't think many would have gone the $360, but I'm sure there would have been plenty that spent the $36 to pick up $750, or $18 to pick up the $380 odd, or even the $9 to pick up just under $200. Train. You don't have to spend a fortune on these quaddies, but you can get some very healthy results.
100%, Shorty, and I don't think too many people went the 360 because I wouldn't have paid $7,500 if they did, Shorty. But I wish I was one of them. I bloody was away and I didn't put it on, so I'm kicking myself. Yeah,
I'm happy to put my hand up. I've got the 360, got the 36, so add the 10% that we threw out there, and just over 750 jumped in. That was okay for me. I'm more than happy with that, and I'd be happy if we can do something similar tonight there at Mandurah. I've come up with a quaddie play. First leg punters numbers are 4, 5, 7, 8 and 9. Second leg numbers 4, 5 and 8. Third leg numbers 4, 5, 6 and 7. And then home with 1, 7 and 8. That's 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 7, 8. And wait for it, punters. It's like we're at the dartboard. 180. So it's 180 if you're looking to get involved there on the combos for that this evening. $18 will get you, of course, 10% if you're looking to get involved, Train. So good luck to everyone there. And looking for, I have got 1 or 2 rove bets on the program for tonight, if you're looking to get involved there. The roving bankers for me are in race 5, number 4, Luxio Wave. greyhound that does run a lot of placing, so you can throw it into the mix and rove with it. Race 5, number 4, Luxio Wave. And deeper into the program, another dog that's very consistent off the inside, Kiss Me Gypsy. Race 10, number 1, Kiss Me Gypsy. I thought you could rove with it later into the program there. Tonight, anything for you from a rove or roughy perspective, Train?
Yeah, one of each, Shorty. I'm going to go to the Mandurah Cup tonight and rove Sage to Neil, race 7, number 4. Just really liked to run last week, and with all that speed on her inside, I think she's just going to flop on the fence. And as we said Shorty, earlier in the week on Great Greys, it's a wide open race. Anything can win this, and you wouldn't be surprised if even the rank outsider won. So Sage to Neil hitting the frame somewhere, we can get a bit of good novelties out of her. And my roughie, Shorty, comes up tonight, race 5, number 1, Capadora. I did see $10, trained by the Robertsons, and out of that really good litter, Zach Manelli, Recall Kelsos litter. They're very good litter. Box 1, Robertson, $10. Yes, please. Worth a little speck at the $10.
Don't mind it. That is tonight there at Mandurah Punters. Race 7, number 4, Sage to Neil Rove in the Cup. And the roughie, race 5, number 1, Capadora for our man, the Shayne Train, looking to get involved at that meeting this evening there at Mandurah. Okay, now we'll switch our focus to Saturday night. Another very good program for the punters to get their teeth into here. And we have got 12 of the best up for debate throughout the course of the evening. And we'll kick off, Train, with your key plays on that program.
Yeah, Saturday night, Shorty, a little bit difficult card to digest, but we did find a few. Race 7, number 4, Sunset Nightjar, been one of my favourites, this dog. Very consistent chase, never really runs a bad race, and strikes a race here with not a lot of early speed. I thought West on Boomer, with the exception of West on Boomer, I think it can lead. I think Sunset Nightjar can be camped right on it and be too strong for it late. Like I said, 27-20, 27-30, Sunset Nightjar coming out of the Mandurah Cup heat, so really like this dog, race 7, number 4, Sunset Nightjar, to kick us off on Saturday.
All righty, race 7, number 4, the first of the plays. On to the second of them.
Race 9, number 8, Hopeland, dog trained by Cody Charles. Loves the Fairy Floss, Shorty. 6 starts, 2 wins and 3 placings. Was brilliant 3 back, running a very quick first section and a 16.86 overall. Anything repeat of that, Shorty, would get this race wrapped up pretty easily. And I think it's better suited back to the 300 metres as well. And as we know, Cody's in red-hot form. Race 9, number 8, Hopeland, our second tip.
All right, Hopeland, much better than Hopeless. And the third of them?
Well, Shorty, just released yourself out of the Burns unit from last week. I'm going to go again. Punters. Race 12, number 4, Premium Star. Went under at a very short quote last week. And to be honest, it was very late at night here, Shorty, probably after midnight. And I was sitting in the room watching the phone down low, so it wouldn't wake anyone up. And I just thought it was a put-in, take-out job, really. And it was pretty disappointing, to be honest. So I couldn't really offer any excuses. But we do got to give him one bad run. We've got to allow him one bad run, Shorty. So the 27-10 that I run 2 starts back would win this race. Max Capacity is a nice dog, but not a lot of early speed. He'll be charging home. But I think if you're running 27-10 up in front, pretty hard to run down, Shorty. Race 12, number 4, Premium Star. Have your burns healed yet?
I showed Peter and Jesse in chasing winners this morning. They haven't recovered yet. I've got Band-Aids. I've been using the Mercurochrome, and it still hasn't mended up. So I'm not sure whether or not it's going to mend in time for me to step in, but we'll have to wait and see and be patient on the way through. Let's get the thoughts of Ryan Levitsky for Saturday night. He's starting things off with race 2, number 4, Sunset Serengeti, a greyhound that's won a lot of races, track and trip, expecting it to bounce back here. 2-4, Sunset Serengeti. Race 4, number 4, My Anarchy Boy, one of my favourites. Just a greyhound that loves the Mandurah 488-metre circuit, has measured up against the best of our sprinters, track and trip, week in, week out. And race 9, number 3, Watch Me. A greyhound that likes to use a bit of the circuit, drawn box number 3, but gets a bit of a drop in grade. It's still free for all, but there's not much in this, and Watch Me looks a super chance to get back into the winners list. So 2-4-4-4-9-3 there for Ryan Levitsky. Now, Jesse Erenshaw's starting things off with race 3, number 2, Kisses for Ruby, with his key plays there on Saturday night. So race 3, number 2, Kisses for Ruby. He's then going race 4, number 4, My Anarchy Boy. Like myself, likes what we've seen from this dog, Track and Trip, for a pretty significant period of time. And the third of his key plays is teaming up with you with race 7, number 4, Sunset Nightjar, a dog from the hobby camp that can show very good zip. So for Jesse Earnshaw, 3-2, Kisses for Ruby, race 4, number 4, My Anarchy Boy, race 7, number 4, Sunset Nightjar. For me, I'm starting it off with race 3, number 2, Kisses for Ruby. Moves back towards the inside here, this greyhound. Got good early pace, first to the rails, and from there, running 27.3. It's off and gone. Race 4, number 4, My Anarchy Boy, real Track and Trip star. Runs into Hinto, who I thought it looked a nice Quinella, 2 and 4 Quinella in the race, but I'm happy enough to be with number 4 there, My Anarchy Boy, just a absolute monster at the 488 metre trip. And race 11, number 2, Ruthless Tiger. This has come up a lot shorter than I expected, punters. Apologies for that. I'm hoping it drifts out a little bit, and it probably will, because it's well under where I had it sort of marked. If it gets to around that $1.60 mark or better, you can throw it into your multis there on Saturday night. So 3-2, Kisses for Ruby, 4-4, My Anarchy Boy, 11-2, Ruthless Tiger on Saturday night at Mandurah. Train, have you got a quaddie play for us there on Saturday night?
Yeah, got a rover and a quaddie play, Shorty. My rover on Saturday night will be Scramble Button. I keep following this dog, race 5, number 8. It's going to win at big odds one of these days soon, so we'll put it into the rover. And the quaddie for Saturday, Shorty, first leg field. So if anyone's keen on the favourite in that first leg, back it, it'll win. That's normally the case when I take field. The first leg, the favourite wins. So we're going to play field, 1 and 8 in the second leg, 2, 4, 8 in the third leg, and in the last leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. That's $2.40 for a unit. Or do the old 10%, $24, Shorty, and copy your whack there, Shorty.
Yeah, don't mind if I do. For me on a Saturday night, there's a double rove. There's a double rove race here, punters. That will be race 5, and the double rove is with 1 Zipping Lewick and 3 Zinc. They're both get back run on dogs in a field where one of those dogs may find the top. I thought that Zipping Lewick could be hitting the line and running top 4. And then I thought that number 3, Zinc, would be hitting its last 4 runs, 3, 4, 3, 3. Pretty sure that it'll be hitting the frame. The train's thrown out Scramble Button. They might be 3 that we can sort of play to run any combination of first, second, third, first, second, fourth, first, third, fourth, second, third, fourth, with the field around them.
Always have the same race multis as well, Shorty. Would throw all 3 of them in the top 4.
Yes, that's another way to do it. Another way to do it there on Saturday night. So do your best with those punters, but I think we'll be getting a result if that's how you like to go about it. And there was one other for me. I just thought that Shy Emoji looked a great dog to sort of stamp there to run second or third behind Curious Georgia, Sunset Serengeti or Curo. I thought they'd be strong and quicker early, but it'll be hitting the line and it'll run second or third, probably Shy Emoji. You can just play around with those other 3 dogs to run first and third or first and second around it to get a bit of value out of race number 2 on the program. You like Shy Emoji to run a hole?
Yeah, definitely. He's going to get a good card up, hopefully, behind the checks. And, she's got to sort of probably have a little bit of trouble behind to hang on. I do want to get her up to Northam and trial around there. Shorty probably much better suited, but just been away, haven't been able to get up there. So for now, she'll stay at Mandurah, and then once we get to Northam, you think she's going to lead a long way up there. So if not, we can always freshen her up and bring her back to the 400-metre trip. The Birthday Cup's not far away, so she might be a perfect dog for a race like that.
Absolutely. Righty, so there you have it. The thoughts for Mandurah Friday and Saturday. Train, have you got anything kennel-wise worth passing on to the punters here or scraps for this weekend?
Yeah, I've got a little bit of both. I thought we'd go again, Aeroplane Ricky tonight. Shorty race 2, number 8. He's lucky enough to come up with that draw again. Obviously the one hard to beat. Just needs to come out a bit better and freshen him up a little bit this week, and hopefully that can spare him out. Aeroplane Ricky tonight, race 2, number 8. And a few leftovers, Shorty. I found one at Geelong, race 8, number 6 tonight. Fernando Field. Now this is a final and they're all got even chances, but you got to remember this guy come over for the Sandgroper. He's $6.50. I think he's a great bet each way. Fernando Phil tonight. And at the gallops tomorrow, Shorty found another one. Flemington, race 5, number 8, Point King, ridden by Jamie Carr. I think trained by the best informed trainers of the planet, Anthony and Sam Friedman, just winning races for fun, and owned by my uncle Lloyd Williams, Shorty. So all them 3 boxes, add Jamie Carr as well, make that 4 boxes all tick there for tomorrow, race 5, number 8, Point King.
Oh, you are racing royalty, of course. You've got cousin Grant Williams and now Uncle Lloyd getting the job done for you as well. So no wonder you're such an absolute ornament to the industry. Flemington, race 5, number 8, Point King. Geelong, Friday night race 8, number 6, Fernando Phil. Train while we're there. I'll fill you in on my racing multi for this weekend. Keep an eye out for the TABtouch exclusive specials with these as well. For the weekend upcoming train, I'm pretty keen that we'll get a nice run for our money as well with our multi for this weekend. And we're going with Flemington, race 4, number 1, Growing Empire. Be familiar with its performance first up, stunning. And then Rose Hill, race 3, number 7, Unusual Legacy. 2 for 2, second up, looks beautifully placed here. And the other horse that was stunning first up, Rose Hill, race number 6, horse number 3, Jolie Star. Looks set for a magnificent preparation. Roll the 3 together, $10.32, the racing multi. So
I like it. Yeah, I like it, Shorty.
Flemington, race 4, number 1, Rose Hill, race 3, number 7, Rose Hill, race 6, number 3. There'll be the 3 I'll be cheering for from the world of gallops tomorrow. Good luck if you're getting involved in that particular space. Okay, so the very best as it sits. No luck for your good self last week, train with...
Horrible.
No, but that's all right. It's a new week. It's a new week with new hope. Let me just get up the latest in that space. Here we go. So, last week... you reckon JC doesn't have a little bit of pull when it comes to getting the overs got on his side for... the tally? This is humorous. So last week, he went with race 3, number 1 at Wentworth Park, Ritzer Smoke, as his very best for the weekend. And he's only missed once since we've been starting. He's only missed once, so he's been hot. He has been the hot hand when it comes to the very best each week. But what about this for a spoil for his fans? So on fixed odds, Ritzer Smoke paid $2.10. If you had stuck with the old Super Tab, $3.40. So he's lobbed a beautiful $340 to jump in on top of his $650 to take him to $9.90. Corey delivered last week with Reiterate, 160 jumps in, takes him to $5.40. My Meadows multi-lobbed, but again, I've copped almost half the price on Super Tab for both wins. So only 78 there for me. That takes me to $2.08. And you're on $4.80 train. So it's $9.90, $5.40, $4.80, $2.08. And my key play, 5.8, 5.8, 2.4. 2's beaten 5.8, 5.8. So close but no cigar. Very best for you this week, Shano. What are you going to do to get yourself back up and firing here?
Well, I was wondering if you would allow me. I know we do normally the very best of the weekend, but I was going to hedge my bet and wait till next Thursday and put it all on Iconic Jet in the Derby final, Shorty. So hopefully Jay's not listening, as she says it's bad juju, but just the fact that I know what's going to happen this week and he's going to have a lot tougher week. I said to the boys on the radio show this morning, I'm going to take the Tommy Woodcock hat off and put the Harry Telford hat on, Shorty, and he's going to get worked a bit harder this week, and that's obviously what the dog enjoys. So if you allow me to do that, that's going to be my very best. We don't know what race yet, but all we know it's box 2 in the Adelaide Derby.
We do. Oh, absolutely. I allow that, because what that shows us is that you're supremely confident that you'll be taking out the SA Derby next Thursday night at Angle Park. And it's great insight. And to be brutally honest with you, it takes a pretty honest human being to put their hand up and say, I haven't quite nailed this and got it right. But I'll tell you what, I love the fact that you're learning from it. As humans, we all learn from our mistakes, and it's great that you've worked out, potentially just work the dog a bit harder. If it steps like it did last night, it's going to be in front. It absolutely shanghaied out of the lid, so it's ready to roll. It knows how to get out of those boxes. Hopefully that bit stronger late, running to the trial time. Iconic Jet, hard to beat. 100 the win for the train for his very best.
The thing is, Shorty, the dog copped a bit of a slack, bit of a hiding last night, but it wasn't his fault. It's actually my fault. So, yeah, I don't think too many trainers put their hand up and be honest with themselves about that. But that's moving forward. We can chat next Thursday, and I can make sure he's had the good week that he needed, and we can go from there. But I'm happy to go my very best, and you know how much it means to me, Shorty, the very best. I hate losing, so to put a bet on like that for him is telling you that he's just got a great draw. There's no speed around him, and all the other dangers are drawn out in 6, 7, 8. So it's a really good opportunity for him. I've just got to not stuff it up now, so it's up to me.
All right, well, let's hope you can deliver on that, and we'll get around the very best for the train, 100 on Iconic Jet there in that Derby final next week. And before we let you go, you said you've sourced a gag for us for this week.
You got a little bit of a gag, but before I get into that, Shorty, I did want to mention it early on, caught my eye, but you can have a quick chat to Corey. How good is it Melbourne Storm getting involved in a slot in the Phoenix? You know, our industry cops a ribbon for the wrong reasons, and for a rugby league team to come out and put their faith in the grain racing, the likes of Ryan Pappenhausen and stuff like that, it's outstanding, Shorty. So hats off to Melbourne Storm, and the dog that they've chosen, Shorty, I'm a very good owner, mate with the owner, so we might be able to even get him online one of these weeks coming up and have a chat to him or the trainer or even someone from Melbourne Storm. So really happy that they've gone with Melbourne Storm for a slot in the Phoenix this year.
Yeah, we'll have a chat to Corey. It's a huge result. It truly is a huge result. So looking forward to finding that out. And come on, hit us with this gag. Let's get a bit of humour into the setup.
All right, this gag, it's coming up. Finding it now. I had it there, but here it is. Okay, a guy sits down at the bar, orders drink after drink. Is everything okay, pal? The bartender asks. My wife and I got into a fight, and she said she isn't talking to me for a month. Trying to put in a positive spin on things, the bartender says, well, maybe that's kind of a good thing, you know, a little peace and quiet. The bloke says, yeah, but today's the last day.
I see what you've done there, Train. Very nice indeed. Yeah, a bit of a setback for him that the month is coming up. So very well done from you. Very good. Looking forward to hearing from you next week, great man. Hopefully drinking out of that SA Derby Cup that you'll have there after the big one there on Thursday night. Thanks as always for your time. Have the best of weekends, and we look forward to our chat again next week.
Thank you, mate. All the best, punters, and good luck on the punt this weekend.
It's a busy weekend of chasing in New South Wales. Joining the boys to help find you the winners, it's the one and only Jaycin Campbell.
Time to catch up with our man, Jaycin Campbell. He's been continuing on his outstanding form, and can't wait to get our teeth into this stunning program at Wentworth Park. On Saturday night, we've got 12 of the best, some really nice dogs doing their best out there at headquarters on Saturday night. We find this man doing a little bit of trekking on this Friday afternoon in Queensland. How do you do, JC?
Yes, Shorty. I'm currently patting a Rottweiler and standing in a nice sun-bathed Queensland, which is really nice because New South Wales was really windy yesterday. When you called me on Great Grays yesterday, I almost died. Almost got run into a car almost run into me because it was that windy.
Holy
so
moly.
Anyway,
it was
I'm
hectic.
all good. I'm alive.
That's the main thing. As long as you're in one piece, JC, that's the key. You're continuing to find plenty of winners. Let's rip into your thoughts for Wentworth Park Saturday night. It's a great program.
Yeah, it is. I've got 2 bets to kick off, and we've got value, a rover, a very best.
Oh, we've got a lot of Dalek activity that's hijacked the lines here. We might need to get you to a full 180 here, if that's okay, JC, to try and get the right angle on this particular call, because you got very roboty on us there. What about now if we give it a try?
Hello, Shorty. Are you there?
It's a lot cleaner. Let's fizz through these.
Yes, sweet as. All right, race 1, number 3, Trucker. He's recently entered the Jason McKay kennel, and he's been extremely impressive in both his starts at Maitland over the 565 metres. He beat home Blazing Rasso 2 starts back and was just run down by Tanya Joyce on Monday, who's a multiple winner over the 600 metres. This could be his first look at Wentworth Park, which is obviously the main concern. This contest is a pretty moderate race, so I think race 1, number 3, Tracker can start us off on a good note.
All right, race 1, number 3, Tracker. Next of them?
Race 10, number 1, Saint Omara. Hopefully this dog can be a nice price. Not my value runner of the night, but I think he will be a nice price as well. He won his debut race at Goulburn in really quick times, had 2 when he park starts from middle to wide boxes. Only been tardy out and angled for the inside. Gets his best chance here, 3rd up at the track draws the red box and has a few slow beginners drawn directly outside him. Think he can kick up and sit next to the likes of Lukaku and False Witness drawn wide.
Like it. Race 1, number 3, Tracker. Race 10, number 1, St. Omar. We got a Rover?
A Rover, race 11, number 2, Jimmy Bale. Battler's race here, Shorty. Zipping Kerr, arguably the best battler you'll ever see. She won here in 29.43 just a few months ago. So I think she will open up no betting, which is perfect for us as value hunters and Rover hunters, because we probably will get a scenario where the dogs that will run second and third will be about that even money, I'm assuming. I think hopefully Jimmy Bale can be one of those dogs. He's been a really consistent dog for connections, winning his 14, placing in a further 26 from 66 starts. But most importantly, Shorty, we like to see this. He's had 16 starts over this track and trip for 11 placings. So I think he's going to be really hard to hold out for a placing, Shorty. 11-2 Jimmy Bale.
Like it. The trend is your friend in that space. 11 and 16 are good numbers to be hitting the frame. What about a quaddie?
Quaddie, we're going leg 1, 3, 4, 7, leg 2, 1, 2 and 4, leg 3, 1 and 4, and leg 4, 1, 2 and 6.
1, 2, 6. So 3, 4, 7, 1, 2, 4, 1, 4, 1, 2, 6. That leaves us with just the very best of the weekend, and this is a game you are very good at, it must be said, JC. Last week, not only are you good at finding winners, but also identifying where the Super Tab is a lot more lovely than what is on offer from the fixed odds, because we had a look at this, and last week, Ritz of Smoke paid $2.10 on the fixed. $3.40 though is what you received, because that's what it came up on Super Tab. That takes you to $990, and you've put a nice little buffer on the remainder of us with that particular result from last week. So the very best for this week at Wentworth Park will be
race 4, number 2, Toodles Jack. Drops panels and grades here, Shorty. Had no luck at Dubbo in the qualies on Saturday night of the $1 Million Chase from an unsuitable wide box. Back to HQ here. The last 2 runs. As you'll see, he's run second behind the likes of Power and Glory and Sammy Ethan. Power and Glory was a heavily backed favourite last fight in Group 1 company. Capable of crossing the red early. Think he'll set up a big break down the back straight. Not expecting him to be a lucrative price. Might have to do some tote manipulations on the S-tab by the looks of it once again. So hopefully Toodles Jack can close us, or I guess start us off a winner. And just quickly, Shorty, I do have a value play that we didn't get through because the home roll was a good price. But race 8, number 1, Check the Radar. Hopefully we align here, Shorty. I thought she had absolutely no luck on Tuesday at Gosford over the middle distance. She drew box 8. She got smashed on the first turn, hit the line really well. Collectively, she has had 14 starts from boxes 6 to 8, which I do classify as wide boxes. She hasn't won in those 14 starts from wide boxes. So I think getting back to box 1 is suitable. Up in distance, always a tick for me. And she's won here in 42.18. So I think Check the Radar can run a nice place, potentially win at a nice price in race 8.
I like it. I've got 3 plays, JC. I'll get your seal of approval before we say goodbye and let you get back onto the road up there in Queensland. They are race 5, number 7, Recycled. You know this dog well. It's a machine.
No, I'm too well.
Indeed. It's the only nemesis that you've had so far with your very best. So I'm happy to be with it again. Race 7, number 4, Boston Banner. Nice dog.
Very good dog. Very good dog. He chased home. I think that was Foreign Capital for us about a month ago or so. Couldn't believe he won that race. So, yeah, couldn't disagree with you there, Shorty. That dog's an absolute jet. And
another of our faves, race 12, number 1, Rebel Ethics.
Yes, he's really well boxed, I thought, in that race. Obviously, Father Rick outside him. He does like to angle off the track, so no reason why Rebel Ethics won't get a clear run to that first turn, and he's extremely strong, as we know, Shorty. All
right, so they're my 3 for Wendy Park. Race 5, number 7, race 7, number 4, race 12, number 1. Give them strength to go along with JC's 1-3, Tracker 10-1, St. Omar, the Rover 11-2, Jimmy Bale, Value 8-1, Check the Radar, the Quad 3-4-7, 1-2-4, 1-4, 1-2-6, and the very best, we're teaming up with a check runner in race 4, number 2, Toodles Jack. You're not, are you closing in on, what do they call it, sugarcane territory, Bundaberg? Are you anywhere near that
no,
neck of the woods?
I'm out in Churchable right now, so there's a few greyhound trainers out here, obviously. We went past the Big Orange, which is apparently an attraction. I would like to get back to Yatala Pies, or Yatla, as they call it. We went there for a little wolf den expedition when we saw Tony Zammit and Val Policella, and I got to say, Shorty, I had a strawberry glazed donut. It was one of the best things I've ever had in my life. So we're a long way away from there, but hopefully we can lob there somehow, some way.
I like it. Yeah, borrow the TARDIS. Just morph yourself there and get involved for a little bit of the strawberry donut activities. Love your work as always, JC. You're a man of great mystery, always on the road travelling. We appreciate you taking our call, mate. Have a ripper weekend. Look forward to our chat next week.
No worries. Best of luck, Shorty.
Another massive evening of metropolitan chasing lies ahead at the Meadows on Saturday night. To dissect the card, here's the man with the Melbourne Mail, Corey Smith.
Another excellent 12-race program to look forward to at the Meadows on Saturday night. And our man Corey Smith, good enough to join us again on this Friday. Corey, great to be catching up with you. Before we get into Saturday night at the Meadows, just wanted to congratulate yourself and all of the team there at the Meadows. Wonderful news coming through earlier on in the week of the slot holders coming through for the big race, the Phoenix and the Melbourne Storm, one of the most powerful sporting organisations in this great nation, teaming up with yourselves to be a part of the big race this year. Great news.
Yeah, it is great news. It was a nerve-wracking process. It always is when we're looking for slot holders each year. But to be able to get some of the calibre that we've got this year, particularly the Melbourne Storm, as you touched on, and then the likes of Australian Bloodstock, Aaron Bain Racing, we're getting some new people into the sport. And back when the Phoenix was started 3 editions ago, that was the whole purpose of it, was to try and get new people into the sport and talk to new audiences. And hopefully we can do that with the Phoenix. And to be honest, it's my favourite race, and I'm very biased about that. And I'm an unabashed fan of slot racing in general. But to be able to get someone like the Melbourne Storm to team up with us, it's pretty special, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, it certainly is. And it says wonders for the regard that the race is held in, and indeed your race club. So credit to everyone involved there. I'm sure plenty of hard work's gone into that. This is a really good 12-race program. I don't mind. It's very good chasing going on all over the place, but nonetheless, some good races to look forward to throughout the course of this program. Take us through your best bets on the card for Saturday night.
So I've got I've really got 2.5 best bets, and then I've got a value play as well. The 3 best bets, the first of those, it's not going to be too much of a surprise, to be honest, but it's just explicit. I think it's more, when I say it's 2.5, this is the half. He'll probably come up nice and short, but I think he'll be winning. And box number 8 is absolutely no issue for him. He'll be able to balance up, take off, and coming off a Temora track record and qualification in the MDC semi-finals, he looks like he's a dog in form, and he's ready to stamp his authority on being the best dog in Australia. That's my opinion anyway. So race 8, number 8, explicit. Look, I don't think he'll come up a price, but if he comes up at $1.40, I'll be betting. Anything shorter than that, I think I'll be just sitting back and enjoying him strut his stuff. The second of my best bets comes up in, and we're going race to race to race here. So race number 9 with box number 2, Shake and Bake. Look, this is the easiest race I think this bloke's found for a little while, and he's drawn to get the lead. If he can replicate the 497 that he went last start when he was just completely luckless in a much harder race, being the Top Cat Video Cup, my query is on him whether he's a dog that just prefers Sandown to the Meadows, but he's drawn low in a small field, and I think that's the right setup for him. I think it was about 4 or 5 starts ago he beat Drill Sergeant running 41.80s odd at Sandown Park. So he's a dog that has plenty of talent, and I think he'll come up north of $2, and then I'll be playing. And then the third of my best bets, and this may be the best of the lot in my opinion if we can get north of $2 again, is race 10, number 2, Motion Sensor. Look, on paper, Motion Sensor looks like he prefers a wide draw, with a lot of his wins kind of coming from 4 and out. But I think he's just been a bit of a victim of the box draw and of circumstance. And I think being drawn low is his much preferred setup. He does like to get across to the rail, and he does have decent early speed. So it's a greyhound that probably flies a little bit under the radar, and he's well placed in a grade 5 here in what is a decent grade 5, but I think he'll be able to find the front and lead all of the way. So that's my 3 best bets. Race 8, number 8, Explicit. Race 9, number 2, Shake and Bake. And race 10, number 2, Motion Sensor.
All righty, so 8, 8, 9, 2, 10, 2. And you said you've mentioned a value play on the way through?
Yeah, so I'm looking, hopefully we can go bang, 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 bang on Saturday night. I've kind of honed in on 4 races and they're all aligned. So we won't have to tune in for too long, hopefully. But race 7, number 5, Shadows of Blue. This is in a 600-metre race, and I was really taken by this bloke's run last week. He got beaten by my dog, which I like giving a little plug time to time with Kenya All Class, but he was taking ground off Kenya All Class, which I've actually never seen happen before. So race 7, number 5, Shadows of Blue, I think he's going to come up a decent price. And while it's a cracking race, there's a fair bit of speed drawn down low, and I think they might take each other on. And Shadows of Blue, who was enormous in the run home last week, I think he's a massive, massive player, despite the poor draw from box number 5 on paper anyway. I think you would be able to blend into the race beautifully and take over down the back. That's how I'd like to see it happen anyway.
Excellent. And the very best sounds like 10-2, motion sensor, 100 to win there.
Yeah, look, it's one of those ones where if Explicit goes up something stupid like $1.60, I probably want to be with him. But I definitely think Motion Sensor will get $2 plus, and I think that's a great price for a dog that is drawn to lead and lead pretty comfortably and has plenty of ability. So I'll stick with race 10, number 2. But for the listeners out there, if Explicit goes up a silly price, then maybe we'll be chiming in twice.
All right. My key plays on the program, I'm going to stick with race 1, number 8, Spencer. Really reliable young greyhound, ran sub 30 recently, something like that. He would see it hard to beat, so stick with 1-8, Spencer. Race 9, number 2, Shake and Bake was the second of the best bets. Just think this looks to be a very winnable affair. Just the 6 runners there in the strong care of Jeff Britton will be hard to beat. My roughie on the night, this is one that really caught my eye last week. Don't know if tomorrow night's the night, to be honest, but popping into your black book, I like the way it hit the line. It looks like a good, strong chaser, and I used to follow this dog's mother, who was a really nice type. Race 3, number 6, Coconut Carter. Like the way that it stretched out late in its most recent performance, so keep an eye out for it heading forward. 3-6, Coconut Carter. And roving plays, and one for us last week, it was good to us. Got a nice first 4 divvy out of this dog. Race 10, number 5, Run for Shelter. So again, rove it to run 2nd, 3rd and 4th. I think we might be able to get a result, especially now that we've heard that Corey's keen on the 2. We might be able to get sort of some good percentage out of Run for Shelter, hitting the frame and running into a hole. And then in race 11, 2 of my favourites are in the same race. 2, Dundee Rebel, and also number 5, Video Referee. So rove around with those 2 particular greyhounds there in race number 11, and I think we can get some nice novelties out of that race as well, with 2 and 5 hitting the frame at a price. So 1-8, 9-2, the roughie race 3, number 6, and then roves with 10-5, 11-2 and 11-5. That brings our thoughts to the Meadows program to a close. Corey, great catching up with you. What's the remainder of your weekend looking like?
A bit of a weekend off for me, which is nice. So I've got a few mates coming over for a bit of a barbecue, and as per usual, Melbourne's not exactly turning the weather on for it, but we'll do that tonight, and then I'll sit back and enjoy the weekend after what's been a busy couple of weeks, and then get stuck back into it Monday.
Outstanding. Well, enjoy the BBQ tonight. Make sure you've got the good stuff going around on the grill there, and a couple of coldies, and look forward to our chat again next week. Thanks so much for joining us on the Jet Set, Corey.
Cheers, Shorty.
On the TABtouch Greyhound Jet Set, here are the Darwin tips with Bones Harman.
Time to catch up with our good mate Bones Harman. Have a look at all of the Sunday afternoon chasing action up there in Darwin. G'day, Bonesy.
G'day, Shorty, mate. How are you today?
Oh, really well, thank you. Beautiful, fine, sunny day here in Perth. It's, I think we've broken the back of all that sort of cold, wet stuff, and some beautiful weather here in the metro area. Looking forward to a big weekend. No doubt they will be having some similar stuff up there in Darwin. It always seems to be fine and sunny up there.
Yeah, very much so. Nothing wrong up in Darwin this time of the year. They'll probably be starting to get into the rainier stuff coming into the summertime, but generally on a Sunday night, there's very few bad nights up there in Darwin.
And that is the truth. Well, let's roll into your key plays for the 9-race card up there at Wentworth Park on Sunday. Who are we having a flutter on?
All righty. First tip this week, we'll go with race 4, number 1, Not Bad Yourself. Not Bad Yourself comes out of the Wentworth Cup last weekend. We won't talk too much about the Wentworth Cup. It was a little bit of a... I don't think anyone will be going back to watch that race. Nicanova and Bantam Rocket ran up the straight trying not to win. But Not Bad Yourself almost crossed from box 7, and he's been jumping really well. And the map he's got in this race is pretty handy. He's got River Rough on his outside, and River Rough likes to get off. There's Stupid by Kelmar, Soxy, and Our Therapy. They're all really quick on the outside. So I'm just thinking he might get room to punch up and have a bit of a crack. And he's an each-way play. He's certainly going to be at odds because it is a solid race. And I think this week we're going to have a little bit of spec on Not Bad Yourself, race 4, number 1.
All righty, race 4, number 1, Not Bad Yourself. And look, those races do happy. We've mentioned that when we first brought you in onto the activity up there in Darwin. There are going to be races and times where the concentration levels aren't always 100%. And that can happen at any racetrack, but sometimes Wentworth Park in particular is a place that a lot of dogs go to with their last chance to sort of tune up and concentrate. So that happens from time to time. We just wipe them and we move on. Race 4, number 1, Not Bad Yourself, the first of the plays. Second race of note for Sunday up there, Bonesy?
Yep, second race. And you wanted this man last week, Shorty. You wanted the Wolfman, race 7, number 7. And he did get up. I mean, not at juicy odds by any stretch at $1.35 or so. But we did see him jump and we did see him put another really good win on the clock. And this week in a big field, he's out in box 7, so even if he doesn't step amazingly, I think that he's got the talent just to circle this lot, get the job done. And if he doesn't get a wonderful price about him, we'll multi him up into our last tip, which is race 9, number 1, Max is Mad. So about a month ago, Maxie came off a big spell, and he ran a really good second to Wolfman. And Wolfman, they both broke 18 seconds that day. So if you're running under 18 seconds, you're probably winning free-for-all 3-1-2s most week. He's got box 1. It's not a wonderful field. I don't like his box 1 stats, but again, if he punches up, he does all the right things from box 1. I think he gets the job done if he's still in that form from a couple of runs back. So add him to the mix with Wolfman. If there's not wonderful prices about them both, multi them together.
Not a bad thought process there. The Wolfman, look, just set in the wide draw, looks perfect for that dog. Just even if it doesn't ping the start, as you've touched on, it'll just swoop round them and be too clever for them. Not Bad Yourself. Race 4, number 1. Race 7, number 7, Wolfman. Race 9, number 1, Max is Mad. The Port Adelaide fans might be a bit mad if they go out in straight sets tonight there at the Adelaide Oval. Bonesy, you're a football aficionado. How do you see the two finals panning out this weekend?
There's one thing about Port Adelaide that I've always said is I will not be punting on them in a big match. So if I am having a flutter on that match, it will certainly be around some same game multis and not for Port Adelaide to win. And I reckon that I've been coming up with a little bit of a theory about footy finals, and I'm going to go with whichever team has the best leaders. And I tell you what, I don't reckon there's too many blokes running around Port Adelaide that are afraid of a spray of sort of Connor Rosey and Zach Butters and those types, but I would be petrified of a spray from James Sicily. So I'd be going with Hawthorn in that one. And even in the other match as well, I don't know too many blokes who'd be worried about a spray from Harris Andrews, but I'd be petrified of one from Toby Green. So I'll be going with GWS and Hawthorn off the back of their leaders getting the job done for them.
Don't mind it there, and I don't know that I'd like a spray from either of those two particular characters, so I like your thinking behind that as well, Bonesy. Tremendous catching up with you, mate. Appreciate your time as always here on the Jet Set. Have a ripper weekend, and we'll catch up again next week.
Thank you, mate. Good luck on the punt.
A big thanks to Bonesy Harman for the latest up there in Darwin. So there we have it. We've also got for the punters, of course, to wrap up this week, the Kennel Mail, which we failed to bring to you earlier on. Lukey Townsend, he's brought us up to speed with the latest from the House Kennel when it comes to a big weekend of chasing locally there at Mandurah, and Lukey has come up with the following. G'day, Shorty. Tonight, Mandurah in the Cup final, race 7, number 1, West on Smoky is a rough place chance from the red. It's been going well and drawn well. Race 11, number 1, West on Frankie. He's well suited from the red, expecting him to run well from the draw. And race 12 on Saturday night, Premium Star had no luck last week, should go better with a vacant box on his inside, and Big Rodney will go straight out of the boxes, which should give Premium Star plenty of room early. So 7-1, a rough place hope in the Cup final tonight, and 11-1 West on Frankie tonight at Mandurah. And then on Saturday night, race 12, number 4, Premium Star. Also, courtesy of Damien Credelli. We missed him last week, and of course, Grazer's up there sunning himself up in Bali as we speak. So the boys have done the old flipperoonie and Damo for this week. Tonight, race 9, numbers 2 and 4. They are Go Seek Ariana and Artisan Artist. Both are capable, but it's not a race I can tip into. Lots of early pace, so that would be trouble up front. Would probably suit Go Seek Ariana as she'll find the fence and finish strongly, but relying on luck. On Saturday, race 3, number C, Go Seek Francine, has been going great and should get a good cart into the race with the 2-dog. Place heavy with a small win bet. That's race 3, number 3, Go Seek Francine. And race 8, number 1, West on Miley, back chasing really well, will be vying for the early lead. Strong late, I think, will be in the finish. My best chance for the weekend. Race 8, number 1, West on Miley. A big thanks to Damien Credelli and also Lukey Townsend for their thoughts for a busy weekend of chasing upcoming. And for yours truly, coming up with our very best for the weekend, I'm going to Mandurah Friday tonight. I think that we can safely say that race 6, number 8, Fancy That Fred will run a place. It's 5 for 5 from box number 8. So we'll go Mandurah Friday, race 6, number 8, the place. And we'll roll that into Mandurah on Saturday night. I'm going to stick with race 3, number 2, Kisses for Ruby, the win. This greyhound was a good winner in slick time a couple of starts ago. Moves back to box 2, 27 and 35. Something like that here would see it very hard to beat. So a multi for me. Mandurah Friday, race 6, number 8, the place, into Mandurah Saturday, race 3, number 2, Kisses for Ruby, the win. They are my key plays for this weekend for the very best. And we'll round it out. Hopefully this gives you a bit of a chuckle this weekend. My wife Gemma and I have started role-playing in the bedroom. Her favourite is Sexy Librarian, where I have to sit quietly while she reads a book. Not exactly what I had planned, but yep, sometimes you just have to do as you're told. That's me done and dusted. Thank you, punters, as always, for your company here on the Jet Set for another week. Wishing you all many winners. Go and fill up those TABtouch accounts. We'll catch you this time next week.
Thank you for joining us for this week's edition of the TABtouch Greyhound Jet Set. Be sure to share and retweet the show to help grow our community. Into 'em, punters.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.